Welcome pilots to another Hunternet Starfighter feature video. In this video I'm going to show off the results of the recently completed networking sprint. We tested this Sunday, so I've been focused on the core technical updates needed to enable the single shared persistent universe that I'm working towards for Hunternet. And a big part of that was the recent optimizations and networking updates that have enabled these massive moving objects. And in this test, available in the live builds, I spawned 20 carriers in 2 fleets of 10, flying at different velocities and rotating so we could test it out this Sunday. And I'm happy to report that it worked very well. The netcode was quite smooth and stable and performs well. And this is the foundation upon which fully operational carriers and asteroid mining is going to be built. So I recommend you guys check it out, try out the latest builds. It's really fun, and it's a good test of your piloting skills. So if I come to a complete stop, you can see my speed there on the center display. You'll notice these carriers are flying at different speeds and rotating. I recommend first, try matching your velocity with the ones that are just flying sort of straight, and practice flying inside of them and landing in them. And it's actually pretty fun. If you do it well, it's going to feel similar once you match the speed, especially with flight assist off, to the stationary carriers that we're all used to. But in fact, it's moving. You can tell by fire that I'm not standing still. And if I come to a stop, the carrier is going to bump into me. This one's going around 165 meters per second. Zoom in, you can see that it's moving. And even more fun is to turn off flight assist completely and look for one of the crazy sort of drunken carriers and try to recreate your own personal interstellar moment. Let's see if there's one nearby. That one over there is spinning pretty crazily. And if you fly right, if you use the rotational flight assist, you can make it appear as if that carrier is not moving, but the world around it is. But obviously, it is moving. So I'm going to come to a stop here so you can see, okay, it's rotating that way. And let me see if I can match the translation and rotation just right. And if you look at the velocity, you'll notice I am moving, but it's going to look almost like the skybox is moving, but me and the carrier are not. And this one's not too bad. And if you do it just right, it can make that landing. You can also look at the speed lines to sort of get an idea of how I'm moving there. And nice and smooth. Yeah, let's get in here. Yeah, and you can see, if you look outside, that hey, we're spinning. You can also, if you want to take it to another challenge, try to chain these one after another. See how quickly you can go from one carrier to the next carrier, and make it a challenge for yourself to fly through that inner deck without crashing. The other thing I did besides this network update that now enables these massive flying objects in the game is I updated all the game systems, like the AI, the HUD, the radar, the sensors, to take these large objects into account. So the things like the collision warning, all that will now work, which is going to be important because with asteroid mining, imagine something even bigger than this, with a crazy shaped asteroid with you having to fly around it, shooting at the weak spots to get those minerals out of it without crashing into it and taking hull damage. You can tell it's going to be a lot of fun. And so what I'm moving on to next is the next technical area I wanted to work on is persistence. So they'll start out simple and then work its way up to the first iteration of the game's sort of war economy, so things aren't free. And then once the basic persistence is working and we have a game that no longer is match-based, although that will still be available, that means is that in the persistence universe, whatever happens will persist across time, across server updates, across reboots, across game updates. That's going to bring up a lot of gameplay. Then I'm going to return back to these carriers and make them fully operational, because you can tell none of them have any turrets because that part of the code hasn't been updated yet. And then the final major technical update needed to really support the persistent universe that we have envisioned is server instancing, and that what that's going to unlock gameplay-wise is fast travel, and with each of these locations potentially being hosted on a separate server, and a single server being able to host multiple locations simultaneously. But once that's in, we'll have all three of the main technical foundations needed to support the single shared universe that we've been talking about for a while. So I'm excited. This turned out really well, and the next two technical foundations I'm confident will turn out just as well. And that's it for now, pilots. I look forward to seeing you in the game and hearing from you. Thanks again for your support. I couldn't have done this without you. Goodbye. Oh! Come on, die already.